The RCCO World EX Championship headed to the iconic track of Interlagos in Brazil for round 6 of the all-electric sim racing series. Ellis Spezia was guest of the World EX Biz Talk. The young American calls himself an advocate and ambassador for electric motorsport. He has his own history in World EX and shared his latest insights with our unique sim racing community. Devin Browner was in a class of his own, once again in qualifying, beating TV Racing's Robin Hay by 0.4 of a second. Three-time World EX champion Julius Martin secured third place in a closely contested qualifying session, with the top 9 drivers separated by less than a second. The main talking points after the Interlagos race were the first defeat of the season for defending world champion Devin Browner and a number of incidents involving rookie Rui Cabeda. The Portuguese driver showed impressive speed, qualifying as high as 5th, but he was involved in several controversial incidents and collisions, which eventually earned him a record number of yellow cards. There was drama at the start of the sprint for some of the fastest drivers when Chris Overend stalled on the reversed grid. Julius Martin, Devin Browner and Jennifer Shamey were unable to avoid making contact. The championship leader was worst affected, dropping to the back of the field. Browner was back in contention though after just one lap, due to some frantic racing ahead of him. However, he was caught up in the drama surrounding Rui Cabeda on lap 2, which cost him more time. With early leader Bodo Kraling spinning on the opening lap and collecting Browner's teammate Callum Cripps too, and with any hopes of Robin Hay ending with contact on lap 2, Stefan Volter enjoyed a huge lead after just one lap. The T17 E-Speed driver seized his opportunity, driving a clean race, even setting the fastest lap. This was his 4th victory in the series and his first since Mosport in 2022. Devin Browner recovered well from the dramas in the first 2 laps, overtaking one competitor after another and taking 2nd place on lap 5 when Bodo Kraling made a slight mistake going into turn 1. Browner began to reduce the gap to leader Stefan Volter, but could not get close enough to mount an attack, even when Volter made a small mistake entering the start-finish straight on the last lap. It was Browner's first defeat in a World EX race after 21 consecutive victories. The 4th win for Stefan Volter and the 2nd for T17 E-Speed. Callum Cripps locked in a double podium for Rocket Simsport in P3 after also passing Bodo Kraling. Kraling also got passed by Julius Martin, while Robin Hay recovered to P6 after the lap 2 incident. The results of the sprint at Interlagos. The feature race was a clearer affair, with Devin Browner making a perfect start from pole position. He eased away from the rest of the field, ultimately clinching his 47th World EX Championship victory by a margin of almost 10 seconds. Robin Hay started from the front row of the grid, but dropped behind Julius Martin and Callum Cripps in the Senna S right after the start. Martin dropped to 4th place due to internet connection issues, which resulted in a race-long battle for 2nd place between Cripps and Hay. Hay briefly got ahead of Cripps just before the end of the race, but the British driver was able to overtake him again, securing a 1-2 finish for Rocket Simsport. Hay secured his 2nd World EX podium finish ahead of Julius Martin, Bodo Kraling and Stefan Volter. The sprint winner and his T19 E-Speed teammate Chris Overend dropped to the back of the field at the start due to an overly optimistic move by Rui Cabeda in turn 1. They both recovered to 6th and 7th place, switching positions in the closing stages of the race. Marcus Martin, Johannes Meink and Frank Enger completed the top 10. The results of the feature race at Interlagos. And a look at the standings, with just 2 events to go before the Super Final at Daytona.
Let's go.